India's reputation as world champions lies in tatters. Joining me now on this special broadcast is Saurav Ganguly, India's former captain, one of the most successful captains of India. Also with me is our cricket expert Nikhil Chopra. Dada, 1 year from now, we have to defend the World Cup, playing in the same grounds, playing in New Zealand, playing in Australia. Why are we playing so bad now?
That's the challenge, isn't it, for all subcontinent teams to go to England and Australia and do well. See, I'm not surprised with the results, but I didn't expect it to be so bad. I always felt that it would be tough for this young Indian team to go to South Africa, New Zealand, or England and Australia and do well straight away. But I didn't expect the losses which we've seen in South Africa and in New Zealand. You have to give this team a little bit of time because they're a young bunch of boys. If you look at the reserve bench, there's not much who would challenge these boys other than Cheteshwar Pujara and maybe Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir. But you must also remember that when Gautam Gambhir and Virendra Sehwag were left out, they were also not performing. Yeah. So it's not that you've left the Dravids and the Tendulkars back and you've picked these young boys. So you will have to give these young players a bit of time. It's a completely different ball game playing in India and playing overseas, and that's why I keep saying that the real test of quality of any batsman, any team, any captain is when they travel overseas. So we'll have to bear with this. It's no point panicking. Whereas I said, we don't have Tendulkar, Dravid or a Lakshman left back in India or drop. Okay. So we'll have to allow these players a little bit of time. But I feel certain changes need to be made. I think Cheteshwar Pujara is a must in this team. I think Zaheer Khan is a must in this one-day team. And either of Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir is a must in this team. Okay. Other than that, I don't see, and even Harbhajan Singh. Other than that, I don't see too many people who have been left behind in India and who deserve a place in this side.
Let's quickly cut across to Wellington and let's listen in to Team India captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Maybe one game, most of the times we are behind and we are only doing the catching up work, and the run rate goes too high. 25 overs, last 25 overs, you can't really look to chase 8 runs and over or 9 runs and over, and that has been the case. So I think that was a setback to some extent. I think this game, if you see the fast bowlers, I think the new ball bowling was really good, and even the death to some extent, they'll go for runs, but I was quite happy with the death bowling. But more often than not in this series, they batted really well through the middle order. In that middle phase from 15th or 20th till the 40th over is where they have not lost too many wickets and they have scored at a brisk pace. So that has been the area where if you see the performances, that's the difference between both the teams. That's the time when we are losing wicket, and we are only doing the catching up work.
Yeah, when you spoke about the batting, till this game, it was probably misleading, the scores that eventually the team managed. So how do you address this issue of not getting good starts? What do you do about it?
Well, I think, at times people start to think too much. Yes, I think they bowled really well, but at the same time, we need to back ourselves to play the shots or the kind of cricket, that we are known to play. To some extent, you may say, we're quite bogged down. We didn't try different things. You may lose a few games, but it's also important to see the kind of attitude you bring into the game. Try to play aggressive cricket. Even if you get out, because at the end of the day, if you lose too many wickets just looking to save the wickets, the batsmen who are coming later, they can't really chase 9 runs or 10 runs and over for 20 or 25 overs. So I think it has to be a real mix. It's not like this is the formula that will solve the problem. I think what will be important is to have a positive intent right from the start. And positive doesn't always mean looking for the big shots. The positive intention when it comes to defending a ball or looking for a single. So that's a slight change that we'll have to do. And also, it's not only the batting, also the middle over bowling is something that we'll have to see as to what we can do, how we can improve, so that the opposition can't score freely in the middle overs. And we've not got wickets also in the middle overs, which means they have wickets in hand for the last 15 overs and they have scored freely.
So would you call this as a phase, or this is a serious thing? You have to think about it and do a serious homework.
Well, I think in international cricket, you go through this phase, where once you make your debut as an international cricketer, the first season, if you have a very good season, then people start to plan about you, and that's a time when that tug of war starts, where you try to solve the problems that are created by the opposition, and the opposition still looks to improve whatever their formula or plan is. So it's a constant tug of war. It has just started, I believe. The last season was fantastic for us, but now the opposition, they'll have their plans for all the batsmen, and they'll keep working on the plan. So it will be all about how quickly we adapt. What we need to do to get out of the questions. That will be asked by the opposition. So I think it's a phase that we are going through, but what will be crucial is what kind of solutions we have got. How we plan to get out of it, and how individually we prepare for the challenges.